Check out my Michigan rappers Keen Sound and G Mac Cash. Just dropped a new hip hop singles. The Butchers is out on all digital platforms. Make sure you tune in and check them out. The Butchers by Keen Sound and G Mac Cash. Links in the description. Make sure you check it out. YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple, regular YouTube. So make sure you go support these brothers, man. And peace. Alrighty then, let's talk about Hot Rod Morrell. I know I did the live after the fight. I want to give y'all a little bit more something extensive about the fight. David Morrell, I believe won. I think he won a majority. Not majority decision, a unanimous decision. Started off hot, in the fight, and Hot Rod is a good fighter. Like I said, I think he was on PBC's first technical PBC card. 117, 111, 118, 110, 117, 111 seemed kind of wide, but they probably scored it from Morale's power and punching prowess. Hot Rod is a real pesky, awkward kind of fighter, irky jerky type of fighter. He real pesky and stuff of that nature. So Hot Rod, he do a lot of bouncing in and out, and I don't think people appreciate what he do. And then kind of when you bounce a lot and you get punched, it kind of like when you do somebody do throw a punch or it lands on the shoulder or something, it knocks you off balance. So every time you kind of bounce and you get hit, it's the judges see the reaction of you going off balance, because if you always bouncing herky jerky and somebody just push you, it's gonna push you off balance. And a lot of times they just scored that. And Morale, he landed more, flush and more, damaging, blows. But it's called boxing. Hitting don't get hit. And I felt that Hot Rod did way enough to have a closer fight than that. I mean, I think a lot of people thought it could be up in the air, but Morale, he did enough. I think he showed up and he thought that, honestly, he thought that he was just, he was about to be another opponent. He was just going to walk through him like the rest of his opponents. And, he didn't understand going to a new weight class, fighting a guy that's a little bit more rangier than the guys that he's been fighting. He got nice length too, pause. 6'1", 78.5-inch arms. In comparison, the last guy he fought at Becco, he had 74.5-inch arms. So he had a 3.5-inch reach advantage. He fought Yamaguchi Falgoa. They don't have his reach. Let's see, Adios. He fought a dude named Adios, 71.5-inch reach. The night he fought a guy with a 76-inch reach, and he knew how to go in and out. And at 6'3", that was 2 inches taller. So once you start kind of looking at that type of stuff, he was battle tested. He had he lost in 5 to Better BF, but he was competitive in that fight. Better BF is Better BF. He was the guy that just knocked out Sullivan Barrera. He like 100 years old, but hey, it is what it is. He lost to Marcus Brown in 2016. I think that was the exception of PBC. That was the inception of their first fight. And I felt that he won that fight. I was at the Barclays Center, but that's some home cooking because, Brown from Staten Island, that's where the Wu-Tang from, Force MD. Tender love, love so tender, holding you close to me. Baby, I surrender. Yeah, I don't know, most of y'all probably know that song. But yeah, shout out to them. They was all over Iron Man channel. We all that was I forgot how that shit go. They was all over the Iron Man album. So that's one of my favorite rap albums. It ain't my favorite Ghostface album. That would be Supreme Clientele. It's one of the greatest rap albums ever, and only built for Cuban Link. Shout out to Raekwon. But nonetheless, Staten Island got talent. Back in the day at least. So yeah, Hot Rod one of them dudes that's real irky jerky. He not a big knockout puncher. He do got 21 knockouts though, but he really ain't known as a knockout puncher. He was going into this fight, he was on a 1, 2, 3, 4 knockout streak. He knocked out 4 straight guys. I'm not gonna say they were all good. Barrera is at the end of his rope. Barrera, what is he? They got him at 42 years old, so he probably was like 48 because he Cuban, that. But nonetheless, he's one of them pesky guys, irky jerky guys, in and out boxing, and they don't appreciate those guys. They like to, score the fight for guys with aggression. And a lot of that aggression that David Morrell was ineffective just because he landed one big blow. No, did he? And Hot Rod is just, that takeaway what Hot Rod did, boxing, making them miss, making them look foolish. Like I said before, boxing needs scoring reform. Just because you land the best shot of the round don't mean you won a 3-minute round. What if the boxer is controlling the distance? He controlling you, hitting you, make you look stupid, pivoting the whole nine. So, like I said before, That's the thing about it. You know, we scoring, a lot of people score because he had a bigger. Now, if you drop him or he do the stanky, even if he do the stanky leg, and he didn't dominate it like 2 minutes and 30 seconds in a round, he do the stanky leg and still come back strong in that round. I mean, I feel like he still should win that round. But, you know, at the end of the day, they trying to turn boxing into rock'em sock'em robots. You know, they trying to, you know, get guys stop boxing, but hitting don't get hit. That's the name of the game. You know, being that, you know, Ray doing what he did. You know, I think he did enough to deserve more than, you know, what he was rewarded with a wide unanimous loss. Um, so, you know, but Morrell, you know, some things he probably need to work on, to be honest. Excuse me. Some things he need to work on, honestly, dude, is, you know, not overlooking opponents. They got him so programmed that he fighting smaller guys at 68. Now you going to 75. You fought a real light heavyweight. So now you can't just sit there. You can't just sit there and just think you about to just, you know, beat up on a guy like High Rod. You know, he been in there with the guys like Better BF, and now they moving him and Benavidez moving up in weight, and they looking slow. They looking, you know, they looking like they in neutral. They looking, you know, they're not looking as um fresh. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking as dominant, but it takes time when you acclimate to a weight class. And then they also been used to fighting a lot of lower level competition. So, and 75 is the international division. You know, it's a division, not a lot of big names, but a lot of different styles and a lot of different variety. You pick one, and this dude might can whoop your ass. So, like I said before with David Morrell, he just got in a trance where he was fighting. He was in one gear. You know, he was showing up, hitting dudes with the two piece without the biscuit, and they was going down. You know what I'm saying? And they was going down. So now you're in a situation where you're hitting guys with the two piece, and then you got to hit them with another two piece. You got to hit them with a few of them Popeye dry ass biscuits, and it's like, you know. And then maybe you still don't get them out going out there. So he just used to touching guys and they going down. And they make weight classes for a reason. Even though this generation they try to diminish what weight classes are. Like, oh, jumping up in weight is nothing. It's still a big deal. It's still a big deal. They make weight classes for a reason. It's still a big deal. So, like I continue to tell y'all, you know, when you fight lower level competition and the matchmaking ain't challenging you, and then you know they step you up, and it may not be a step up in far as a better BF, a Bevel, or something like that. You know, it's a step up, and you don't see coming. You look at a guy record, you're like, oh, this motherfucker ain't nothing. I should be able to run through him. And Better BF knocked him out in 5, and he just beat a 40-something-year-old Bud Rare, and you get in there, he better than what you thought he was. You can't take nobody for granted, especially in a debut fight. And Benavidez thought he was just about to run in there, you know, and just, run through Goldsvik. And I thought he was too, because Goldsvik had been retired, ain't fought nobody, but he came in great shape, former world champion. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know, you know, you know, we thought, that's what we thought, but shit, you can't underestimate nobody. These PBC fighters be looking real suspect, and these improv fights outside of they miles of it's known outside of they they stable. So they look real regular. So but nonetheless, but yeah, I don't think it's to the point where I need to be sour on Morrell. He just thought he was going, he thought he was just going to come in there and just show up and just put hands, feet, toes, and elbows and just defeat Hot Rod. And I said in my prediction video, I thought he would get Hot Rod and 10. I really did, but that didn't happen like that. Hot Rod was here to stay, and Morrell, wasn't used to going a bunch of rounds. You need to get them rounds. You know what I'm saying? You need to get them rounds. So, you need to get them rounds. So so now he know that, hey, guess what? I'm at a new weight class. I'm just not about to run over these guys like that. So I need to take everybody serious, because it's a bunch of guys that don't have big names at 175 that will fuck you up. And I'm telling you, Buatsi ain't too bad. You know what I'm saying? The dude that upset it, Anthony Yard, Lyndon, whatever, he fought Benavidez. I mean, not Benavidez, but Beevil. So a lot of them dudes, just because they don't have a name in the game, they can fight. And it's a lot of low reward, high risk fights at 175. And David Morrell better bring his A game. So thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.